Hey everyone, and welcome to Already Cancelled. I'm Peter, that is Connor, and we are working our way through Star Trek The Next Generation. It's going to be Season 1, Episode 14. This is called 11001001. So, full spoilers for the episode, as always. And we shall, we shall continue this episode in binary.
Yeah, when you told me that title on the last episode,
Yes.
when we look at it at the end, I thought, oh, maybe I'll translate that and see what it means.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad I didn't bother because it's just names.
Yeah, it's just 1-1 is one person, 0-0 is another person, 1-0 is the third person, and 0-1 is the fourth person.
Yep.
So, this episode is an interesting one in the sense that it kind of starts off seeming like it's going to be one of these, the holodeck goes rogue episodes,
It does,
kind
doesn't
of.
it?
But it kind of escalates in the middle into something else, and it gets a bit more interesting. So the ship's docking at a station for repairs, but also we've got these the binars, I think they're called. These
Because of course they are.
These beings that have become more in tune with their planet's like core computer, so they're the closest sort of like biological life form that is close to machinery and binary language. So they're really good at upgrading computers, basically. So they're doing upgrades.
They're the universe's tech guys.
Yes. So they're upgrading the Enterprise's computers.
I was a little disappointed that none of them asked if they'd turned it off and on again.
Also, this is upgrade. This wasn't fixing. This was upgrading. There's a difference.
Yeah, but I mean, just I just you make the joke anyway.
I'm pretty sure computers weren't common enough in the 80s for that joke to be a thing yet.
Probably not.
So just point out limitations of the time. So, do you know what I like about this episode, actually? This is a small thing, and it'll apply to hopefully many an episode, is I like that when they dock somewhere else that's also Starfleet, and there's actually more sets designed for, like, the control room, and the station and things like that.
Yeah.
I like seeing, like, other parts of the world, because I think one of the things that the original series is almost guilty of, and in fact, it's completely guilty of it, is I think you almost never saw anything else that was built by Starfleet. It was always just the Enterprise and other places doing other things. And that's fine for most of it.
Or that one other ship that happened to be exactly the same design as the Enterprise.
Yeah, it was the exact same set. Because that was one of the exciting things about the movies, was finally seeing, home base and the stations and where they dock and things like that.
I suspect on the TV budget, any other places that we see will probably look the same as in this one, and it'll be like,
Sure.
I don't know, it's a standard desigin.
Yeah, maybe they'll remix it a little bit. They'll maybe move things around, but it'll be the same set. They're repurposing probably.
Yeah,
and that's fine. It's fine. But it was just seeing it dock, actually seeing like the models like come out. I noticed using some of the slower versions of the main theme in this one, so it was reminding me of the motion picture a little bit. I was like, all right, okay, all right, I can
get behind that.
So anyway, they've got these binars, and everyone's basically taking some leave, and Riker's going around the ship. Just checking up on everyone. Data's learned to paint with Geordi. As Riker points out, someday someone will write about this because it's a blind man teaching an android how to paint.
Yeah.
And he's seeing various other characters. Wesley's kind of suspicious of the binars as well as Riker. And
not at first though. He's just like, well, maybe they're just it's just how they do things.
Yeah, he's kind of staring at them on the bridge when they're working. Maybe. But Riker, when he leaves the bridge, he's like, yeah, maybe nothing, Wesley, but you know what? You've got the bridge. Keep an eye on them. I'll be doing the rounds. And I went, did you just say Wesley has the bridge? Riker, have you lost your freaking mind? No! Bad Riker! Bad Riker!
Yeah, pretty much.
But so Picard's in his ready room, and Riker's like, you know what? I think I'll go test some of the advancements in the holodeck. Since they've been tinkering with it. And he goes, because I did like at the start of the episode that Picard in his log says, we're getting our holodeck looked at, which we've had some trouble with. Yes, on one occasion it locked you inside with gunmen that actually nearly killed someone, and then last episode it seemed to spread a virus around.
Yeah, they never really got to the point that the holodeck seemed to be spreading that, like caused it, but it really felt like that, didn't it?
It did feel like that, yes. Also, something bothered me in this episode, actually. At one point, Riker, when he's talking to the character in the holodeck, I got bugged a little bit because he said, I know you're just like a hologram or something like that. And I went, no, but wait a minute. Last episode, Wesley threw a snowball out of it, so I was taking it that the holodeck actually created things that they could interact with, on top of just light displays.
I'm thinking of it as like Green Lantern rules, like hard light.
Okay, all right.
because every the first times we saw it, it was like, okay, the training, the simulations, right? And it was just popping up, and it felt like it was there,
Sure.
but it didn't feel real. And then they were surprised in that the noir episode when the bullets actually hurt and stuff like that. They were surprised by those elements.
Yeah, they can touch things, and like I say, the snowball came out and hit Picard last episode. But
Yeah,
so he goes in and he's like, "Oh, I want what sort of setting do you want? Oh, give me a jazz club. Oh, give me New Orleans, 1950s." And he goes in.
yeah.
He's like, "Give me an audience." He's like, "No, that's too many."
The bit that got me was, right, I want give a drums a bass and give me a bone. Just the way he requested that, I was like, what's going on?
And he says, "No, more intimate audience." And it's just this one woman. He's like, "Oh, yeah, that's great." But blondes don't go well with jazz, so then we get another one. He's like, "Oh, that's great, that's better, but more sultry." And eventually we get this woman. What are you doing?
What the hell was that? I didn't do anything.
That was on your side.
I know it was on my side. I don't know what it was though.
Admittedly, though, I've got a cat causing rampage.
I can't even see what's.
It's fine. It's fine.
Well, no, now it's just bugging me. I'm like, what the hell's just been destroyed?
It's fine. There's a ghost or something. It's fine. So, cat, what are you doing? He never jumps up out of the shelf like that. He always goes to the top. No, cat, what are you doing? If you knock over Jason,
shelves coming down.
If you knock over Jason Garris, we're going to have words. We're going to have words, cat. This entire show has just been hijacked by this cat.
It really has, and I don't think anyone really cares.
No, people like cats. The audio people aren't maybe into it because the audio people don't get to see the action.
Running commentary.
Yes. I know he's just looking himself in the shelf. It's fine. So anyway,
just keep an eye on him.
So yeah, so we get this woman Minuet who's in the program, and Riker's very taken aback with her, and he plays a song for her, and he goes over and talks to her, and he's just kind of hitting it off. He's very, very infatuated, and then eventually Picard wakes up from a nap or whatever he was doing in his room, and he comes out and he's like, "Wesley, where's Riker?" He's like, "Oh, he's in the holodeck. Should I call him?" He's like, "No, I'll go down here. You keep an eye on things." So like, stop trusting Wesley with things, damn it. So.
It's fine. What they learn in this episode is you trust Wesley to have the bridge, and you have to evacuate the entire ship.
That's true. Yes, that's what happens. Yes, Wesley was in charge, and the entire ship needed to be evacuated. Just keep that in mind for the future. Except Donna Troy, who's just notably absent in this episode again.
Did you say Donna Troy?
I did say Donna Troy. Sorry, Deanna Troy. It's a very similar name.
It is. It is. I'll let you off.
I wish it was Donna Troy.
That would be better.
Yes, Donna Troy, for anyone who's not familiar with that name, it's a DC character, Wonder Girl, Wonder Woman's sidekick, from the nothing recently, but from days gone past. So Picard ends up in the holodeck as well, and he's like taken aback with he's like, "Oh, this is a setting I would have picked Riker. Oh yes, who's this wonderful woman?" And they end up sitting talking.
Starts speaking French to him because his name is French.
Yeah, and then there's kind of this weird vibe where there might be a threesome at the end of this scene. Like
it does feel like it's going in that direction.
Like they're all just kind of really into each other. Like, Picard and Riker respect each other. They're both into her. She's into both of them. I mean,
those binars played them good.
Which actually takes me back to the start of the episode, because when Riker's calling out the commands to get Geordi to dock into the station, right? And everything goes fine, dock successfully, and Picard turns to Riker and goes, "Good job, number one." And I'm like, he parked? What? Every time you're in a car, do you congratulate the driver when they park the car properly?
I bet Picard would.
So all I can think now for cracking threesome jokes is at the end of the threesome, he just turns to Riker and goes, "Good job, number one."
That's a terrifying image. Why would you do that? Why would you commit that to being on record as something you said?
Also, they've taken their clothes off. They're just about to start the threesome, and he looks at Riker and goes, "Engage."
I knew you were going that. I knew exactly what you were going to say.
And then he's going to look at Riker and go, "Oh, number one, here's the real Picard maneuver."
Oh.
Okay, anyway, moving on from a childish moment.
Yeah. Yes, make it so.
I can work that into it as well. Don't you?
Oh, I already have. I'm just not willing to say it. I think the viewers can use their own imagination.
So So basically, while they're in the holodeck, which is basically basically distracting them, right? And it's without them realizing they're kind of locked in there without knowing what's going on in the rest of the ship. And engineering's like, oh, there's something going on down here. So Geordi and Data go down, and they're like, oh, yeah, don't tell the captain yet. We'll go down and check it, make sure there's actually anything wrong. But it turns out there's antimatter leaking, and that the ship's going to explode.
Allegedly.
So very quickly, it turns out that to be. I don't know if it's either faked or if it's just the readings are wrong because the binars have made them think this. But they're like, okay, shit, red alert, we have to evacuate the ship like right now. So we actually get a lot of scenes of extras like evacuating the ship, and like actually probably the most notable bit of lore that I really liked in this episode is the voice in the of the ship is like telling them where to go. Is that there's like 20 transport rooms, which obviously we've only ever seen the one. But if you listen to the voice, she's like, oh, anyone on this deck, go to transfer rooms 15, 17, and 16. You know, like, I was like, oh, I was like, tons of them.
No, I like that as well. I also like that it showed you, it gave you a sense of how many people were on the ship, in that even though we know there's all these rooms, we're still seeing them queuing.
Yeah.
Must be quite a lot.
Yeah, that was nice. It's probably a better sense of scale in terms of the population of the ship. Better than the original series ever did.
Yeah.
Maybe not as much as the movie, because the movie's obviously had a lot of extras. There was that big scene in the first one where they had a big crowd.
That's what happens when you got a movie budget.
Exactly, but I just compare it to the original series. Like, you get a better sense of the amount of people on there.
Yeah.
So they all evacuate, and then they put the ship on autopilot to go out to like a safe place in space to die. And then Picard and Riker, try to leave, and they're like, oh wait, something's wrong. And obviously everyone else, because also, how can I gloss over this? Tasha and Worf are going to play some made-up sports game with people at the station, and they've got these ridiculous blue and silver like jumpsuits on.
Yep, they are ridiculous.
And Riker's like, "Oh, have fun," and you represent the Enterprise, so give it a good go. And Worf's like, "Yes, I will crush them." I don't remember the exact line, but he's basically like, "Yes, I will win at all costs." He's like, "Hey, Worf, it's maybe fun. Tone it down."
If you don't care about who wins, why even bother keeping track of the score? He's not wrong.
And Tasha's like, he's got a sense of humor, Riker, don't worry. It's like, I hope that's true for their sake. No, that was a good moment. So Riker and Picard are on the ship themselves, outside of the binars, are still up on the bridge. There's a little bit of like problem solving because they can't get into the bridge, and it's like, oh, we could beam in, but no, we can't do that. We can't go in the turbo lift. It's like, no, we'll both beam in.
Self-destruct.
Yeah, so we'll both beam in at the same time, in case they get ambushed. And that's when they find the binars, and ultimately what they realize is happening is that the computer in the Enterprise is the only mobile computer that is good enough to store all the data on their home computer, their planet's like core computer, because there's a magnetic wave that's hitting them from a dying star that's going to wipe. So they have to shut everything down while it passes them. So they had to transfer the data so they could put it back afterwards. But they got a little bit late because the Enterprise was late in arriving at the station, and because of that, things seemed a little bit late. So luckily, they left a message kind of for them to easily figure out, and Picard and Riker send the data back down. It saves their planet, and they're like, "Yeah, we know we're in trouble. We know we couldn't risk the idea that you might have said no." Of course, Riker and Picard
take us back for punishment.
Yeah, I mean, Riker and Picard obviously are like, "Hey, we would have helped, like if you just asked for it." But
yeah.
And apparently the binars aren't fan of Connor right now because he's frozen. Oh, he's moved once. Oh,
am I?
Oh, you're back again. Right, I'm getting like one frame of video every.
Yeah, my voice still working?
Your voice is still fine. You're framing this.
Yeah.
We're getting.
No idea what's going on.
We're getting 0.5 frames a second here, or something like that. That's okay though.
Unfortunate.
It'll kick in. Anyway,
I blame you.
You can do that. You know the truth though. So. Yeah, I mean that was the episode. I kind of dug it though, to be honest. Like I had fun with pretty much all of it.
Bad. And my video's back.
Your video's back. There you go.
Yeah. See, it was your fault. No, it was a not bad episode.
Yeah, I mean, arguably maybe I think it's one of the best of the season so far.
Top 3, yeah.
Yeah, I think what worked about it is that there's some fun with Riker going around the ship. I felt I felt the idea of them all having some leave and him just like refuse, because I feel like I got more like Riker's character. Even though we knew he always cared about his work, the idea that everyone was going off for a leave, but he was still kind of, no, I want to go around and check the ship and just make sure everything's okay. That gave me a bit of his character. I like that. the fun in the holodeck, but more importantly, once things got going, and it was like, oh shit, we have to evacuate the ship. I felt like all the little things we got out of that were kind of useful and interesting, mythology-wise.
No, I agree. It was solid. I have to say that this season's not been as bad as I was expecting. I was expecting it to be real rough by what people say about it, and there have been a handful of particularly rough episodes. But overall, the baseline quality has been not awful. It's been watchable. It's
encouraging that people say that, because I assume they're saying that in comparison to season 3 and onwards.
I would assume so, yeah. Which means that, hey, if everything coming up is better than this, or I mean, most of it's better than this, I'm looking forward to it.
Right, I'm sure there's always going to be some stinker episodes sprinkled throughout.
There is. Yeah. That happens when you have a season of this length.
Yeah. So, I'm not concerned about that, but I thought this one was pretty good. I mean, do you know what it is? It did still give us some moments that made me laugh, and I kind of all the Picard and Riker possible threesome moments. That was not intentional. So it still gave me some of that season 1 kind of humor where I'm kind of chuckling at how goofy it is, but it still gave me other things that were quite good as well. It gave me some genuine moments, and I'm like, oh yeah, I kind of like.
And I liked at the very end.
Yeah.
When Picard's like, oh, it's been a while since I've had to fly one of these myself, but I got it.
Since he's been on the comms, yeah, or on the comm, rather, not comms. Comms is obviously very different. But I like that because they're left all on the ship. They have to fly it back themselves. It's like, oh well, I guess you're in good hands, Riker. Don't you worry.
yeah. He's got it covered.
It was almost primed for a joke where he made a mistake first, just a little one to make Riker scared.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just shitting with you, Riker.
But another moment I really liked actually is when they realise that they've been tricked and there was no actual problem and the ship's been sent off, and they realise that Picard and Riker are still on there. Data starts to blame himself. He starts to think he's responsible because he was taking leave, because he's like, yeah, I don't need leave. I'm an android. I should have been on the bridge. He blames himself for it, and I like the idea that Geordi and the others are like, no, you can't be there all the time. You do have to take leave. So I was like, that was an interesting little bit of Data's man versus machine kind of inner struggle going on there.
I was I'd say my biggest disappointment of this episode is that it doesn't actually have more of that stuff with Data. Given that it's all this binary culture, it would have been interesting to see Data really kind of get into grasp with that and seeing how he found it.
Yeah, he's oddly sidelined, but I think that's actually why his guilt makes sense, because he's like, I should have been involved in this because of what it was, almost. Yeah. So,
yeah. No, I don't remember. It's not the worst thing ever, and I'm not saying, it had to have it, but it would have made it a lot better, I think.
Yeah, that's fair. But I'm sure in the next 6.5 seasons we'll be exploring his path to humandom.
Oh, I'm sure we will. Yeah.
Or humanity, as people would actually say.
What did you say?
I said humandom.
I heard human and then stopped listening because I just assumed you were saying humanity. I didn't actually hear you say human.
That's the trick.
Yeah. But then you brought attention to it. You ruined it for yourself.
Well, it was kind of half intentional. I wasn't hiding it because I was like, oh no, I actually genuinely thought that was a word. I just went for it because I thought, I'll say something silly. I was like, the actual word I should have used was humanity.
Yeah. You didn't think of that quick enough, though, did you?
I have brain farts all the times with words. There's so many times where I'll just forget a word randomly.
Yeah, me too.
It happens a lot.
Yeah.
So I just make a word up. It's fine.
But just don't draw attention. Just own it. Just be like, no, I made that word up. It's fine. It worked.
I thought. Hold on. I'm never going to remember the title of this properly. 11001001. I thought that was a solid episode.
It was. It was good.
Yes.
So, have we got something good to look forward to next time?
Well, let's find out. The average rating does go down a bit.
Of course it does.
It's called Too Short a Season. I don't think that applies to this season.
No, I think that's inaccurate.
Yes. Season 2's got less episodes because of the writer's strike. So, I mean, it's still 22. So it's still long by today's standards, but... So here's the description on IMDb. The Enterprise transports an elderly Starfleet admiral to negotiate a hostage crisis. When the admiral takes a de-aging drug, he endangers both his life and the mission. Okay.
Yeah, okay. There's potential in that.
Yes. Oh dear.
What?
Well, because he takes a de-aging drug, it looks like they start off with an actor in makeup to be old.
Oh dear.
And it's not.
I'm not gonna lie. When I put the Blu-ray in to watch this episode, so when you click on the episode, it gives you like a little thumbnail, right?
Mm-hmm.
The thumbnail was Riker with the trombone, and I went, "Oh no, what am I in for?"
Riker knows what he's doing.
Yeah, but I mean, it had me worried.
I'm not going to make a blowing joke. I'm not going to do it. Good job, number one.
We're real mature on this show.
If you can't enjoy a little homoerotic humor, then honestly, your life's not worth living. It's fine. Anyway, that has been episode 14 of Next Gen. I'm not going to say the title again because I'll have to look at it because I can't.
I'm gonna guess it.
Oh, go on.
1100 1001.
Son of a bitch.
Yes. The only bit of doubt in my mind was whether it was 1001 or 0110.
Yes. Okay, that has been Star Trek. Let us know what you think of the episode in the comments below. Like and subscribe, all that stuff. Get us on the Twitters at mailed_fuzz for channel updates. If you want to support the show and the channel and everything we do here, you can head over to patreon.com/mailfuzztv and you get some bonuses. At the $1 tier, you do get these Star Trek episodes a week early. You do get other things early and other bonuses that are exclusives. So go and have a look-see, and you can do that. Otherwise, you can buy merchandise. You can go to the stores. There's a US and a UK store at Spreadshirt. Go down below and get some t-shirts or hoodies or hats or whatever. Otherwise, I will promote actually something that's just started, and that is our new classic Twilight Zone reviews. I mean, not ours, me and Connor, because Connor's not on there. Connor's been replaced quite happily.
I'm alright with it. I'm doing the time off.
But yeah, I'm joined by newcomer Tara, and we talk about Twilight Zone classics, starting with the 1959 show, season 1. So check out that. The first one will be up by the time this one's up, so go have a look-see. But that is us, so thank you once again for watching and listening. We always appreciate it. Keep watching Star Trek, and to everyone but Connor, live long and prosper.